Namaskar and a very good morning. Welcome to the audiocast from Kotak Securities. I'm your host and guide Anindya Banerjee. कल US retail sales was quite impressive. Though the headline missed, but अगर internals को देखा जाए तो the US consumer continues to be very strong in a very strong position. और जब तक the consumer is not or the consumer spending is not slowing down dramatically, Fed is not going to think of a pause. रात को जब US FOMC minutes release हुआ, which is of the last meeting, that indicated that the Fed is going to continue to hike rates, and the Fed has also poured cold water on the expectation that next year they will think of cutting rates. They have said that we will take rates higher and high as required, and then keep those rates there for some time. Now, if you look at the Fed funds market, what the expectations are, it's clearly expecting a 50 basis point hike come September. So अभी 2.5 के आसपास है Fed fund rate. So another 50 will take it to 3. And if we look at the expectation for mid of next year, mid of 2023, it is expecting that the rates may peak closer to 4% and stay there for some time. Maybe stay there for the entire of 2023. But again, these projections are subject to revisions because as the global economy and the US economy evolves, these expectations will change. If the world economy, especially Europe, sees a deep recession later in the year, early next year, then of course the possibility of Fed hiking and staying at the high levels for a considerable period of time will diminish. But agar inflation continues to stay resilient next year even, then Fed may have to rethink as well. So these projections at this point in time are just forecast and they are subject to change. But as of now, अगर हम लोग forecast को consider करें, तो it is still bullish on the dollar. But interestingly, we have not seen a breakdown in the euro dollar or pound dollar. They are showing definitely weakness, but not yet a breakdown. But once these currencies break down, then we can see the next up leg in the dollar against Asian currencies or emerging market currencies. और उसमें USD CNH is one currency we need to watch क्योंकि Chinese economy का हालत बहुत ही weak है, and considering the point that their central bank is lowering rates, there is a clear-cut policy divergence. In fact, a massive policy divergence between the Chinese central bank monetary policy and the US central bank monetary policy, and that is positive for USD CNH. और USD CNH का अगर हम लोग price action देखें for the last couple of months, it's clearly has been in a consolidation phase, and such consolidations generally lead to a breakout, a bullish move on the upside. अगर ये bullish breakout होता है, then the next move on the USD CNH from 6.8 can be to 7.2, which was the 2020 and 2019 highs. So the twin highs was at 7.2, and that can be the next target. It's obvious that if the USD CNH makes a move to 7.2 or higher, all other Asian currencies, including the Indian rupee, can come under pressure. But as of now, the USD CNH is consolidating, so the threat is still a potential threat, not yet has not yet become kinetic. So we need to watch this, but definitely that's a risk which is worth monitoring, the Chinese economy and the Chinese currency. Of course, the Chinese geopolitical situation around the Taiwan Straits needs to be monitored because US has opened negotiations on trade with Taiwan, so that can antagonize China even more. But as of now, China has only barked. It has not been able to bite much. But again, these geopolitical events take time to happen. So again, that's something we need to monitor. Coming to the USD INR may open slightly higher, 79.56 के आसपास August futures. There is still a range bound price action between largely 79 and 80 levels. Previously the range was 78.50 to 80. That has been narrowing, and that's what we have been saying for the past couple of weeks, that this range will narrow, and that's exactly what is happening. Now it's between 79.20 and 80. So this range, as long as this range holds, how to play, it is simple. If you are looking to play through futures, then you wait for the prices to get to the extreme end of the range. That is closer to 80 on spot or 79 kind of levels on the spot. And then you buy and sell, because the idea is that the prices will oscillate within this range. So you wait for range extremes or closer to that, so that your stop loss is small. और दूसरा चीज़ है, जब तक ये रेंज के अंदर है, यू कैन लुक टू सेल स्ट्रैडल्स और स्ट्रैंगल्स, क्योंकि इन अ रेंज बाउंड मार्केट the premium continues to erode. So these are the two kinds of trade which can be done. One is you wait for the trade. Second is if you want to do a trade when the prices are inside the range and let's say around the center point, it is to do the short options. Cross currencies में euro dollar and pound dollar are both showing weakness, but not yet a sign of a breakdown. But they are definitely weak क्योंकि वहाँ पे जो macro picture है in Europe, including UK, is pretty bad, and with the surge in the energy prices and electricity prices, it's going to take a toll in the coming months. Already kal UK inflation touched double digits, and now some bankers like Citi is forecasting a 15% inflation by early 2023, which is definitely going to take a deep toll on their economy, because these are consumer driven economies. When inflation spikes, currency weakens, it is negative for those economies. So GBP, dollar and euro dollar will be under pressure, but the drift down can be slower. So euro INR and GBP INR may have a very slow downward drift. Yen INR may also have a slow downward drift. So that's it, folks. This is Anindya Banerjee signing off. A fantastic day ahead.